Welcome to this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State football program for the upcoming 21 season. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by linebacker coach Steve Gardiner. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Obviously a tough position putting you in, having to do this interview when you got here after the spring ball got shut down. But at least looking at what you have returning, you've got three guys with some college experience and more than just experience, with Brandon Tuckhaden, Julius Wilkerson, and Nico Mosley. What have you learned about those three so far?
Yeah, I'm excited about the guys we have coming back. We have a lot of experience, a lot of starts, a lot of tackles. We have a lot of production coming back at the top, but more so than the experience and the production coming back, we have a lot of leadership coming back at the linebacker position, and that starts with Julius. He's done a great job getting the other guys around, getting them in the facility here. So it's exciting to have that. It makes my job easier. I always say a player-led team is better than a coach-led team. So that makes my job easier. But I've been impressed with all the guys. You named three of them, but really from top to bottom, I've been impressed with everyone's dedication to the program, even through the hardest times here in the last year. Everyone's been dedicated, and now we're ready to get back in person and get things rolling.
Yeah, obviously the 2020 season with limited practices, with COVID shutdowns and stuff like that. You've got other young guys like Blake Gilliam, Cameron Rogers, Mike Smith, Dante Reed, and a couple of transfers in Tyler Beck and Darian Tips Clemens. So you do have a lot of guys to build upon, with your top end being your leadership guys.
Yeah, I think we're really solid at the top with guys coming back, and other than that, we're going to have some really good competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see those guys get out there on the field come fall camp, and the competition's going to be intense. It's going to be hard, but that's what's best, because that competition is going to make us only be stronger as a group, and we'll see who sort of proves himself. And but I think everybody's ready to compete and ready to get better.
Sounds good. Hopefully with all that, I hate to call it youthful enthusiasm and experience at the top, but you still have some young guys that hopefully will be able to redshirt. You've got Mike Sherrill and Marion Perkins and a couple of walk-ons, Noah Foster and Brody Dalton.
Yeah, Brody.
So have you been able to learn much about those guys?
Yeah, they were recruited and signed before I started on, but obviously I've been getting to know them, primarily Zoom calls still. But they're a great group of guys, and they're certainly chomping at the bit to get here on campus. Some of them are actually arrived here on campus somewhat early, but I expect them to also compete. The job's open for everyone. Best players play, and then we'll see how the competition goes. But for those young guys, man, they're chomping at the bit, and they're ready to start their college experience.
Sounds good. I mean, you talk about college experience. Obviously, it's more than just playing football. It's going to school and giving back to the community. Julius Wilkerson is Wayne State's All-State Good Works nominee for this year. So obviously, he's one that's taken the full picture and run with it.
Yeah. Well, Julius on the football field, off the football field, and in the meeting room, in the classroom, he's been impressive since day one I got here. And it's no surprise, because he does do a good job of getting the other players around him, watching film, doing activities, and obviously when it comes to off the field in the community, he does that out there as well. So that's no surprise to me.
Sounds great. Well, thanks again for watching this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State football program.